question from an anonymous viewer: how does one implement this? How does one get a voice? How does one stop being persecuted or abjected by governance? And is it a question that we are in a form of a prison, if a silver, a golden prison, a pleasant prison, but certainly strapped and cabled and unable to achieve our human will in many ways? History may look at this as a period of primitivism, that society, instead of freeing itself completely of its burden and coil, that it spent 100 years dominating, playing games of states and entities and deep states and international organizations, which were, through proxies, trying to dominate each other instead of sharing their resources to coordinate. At least one of the new horizons for group interaction is analogous to the way that chords or music work or musicians work, that they play in harmony and all the different types of harmony that we have to create patterns. And these patterns are really probably expressions of other invisible energies, maybe quantum vibrational energies, but the beauty, as the mathematicians talk about, of the universe of these patterns. But the next level of beauty in these patterns is the human, the origami of the human fabric, as we even go and maybe settle the universe. That looks like what is going to happen. And the way that we are going to evolve is eventually it will relate to our micro coordination and our ability to share each other's knowledge, and that process is being done, has always been done by companies, by people that hire in a rather primitive way, much like we may compare to slavery, that they hire people, hire guns, their imaginations and their conscience, hired guns to serve a wealthy people who have had the foresight to combine their skills together and their monies to do this. What my point is that we as individuals should do the best practices of society, just as companies have understood that the sharing of their resources, they can gain wealth, and they've implemented these best practices. Humans should do that for themselves. The empowerment of the individual with all the means and the tools of the wealthy, with all the not only of the wealthy but of the state. And that was really the vision of Isaiah, that they would turn their swords into plowshares, into plows, that the civilization of weaponry, the weaponry being the centralized instrument of armies, of power, these would be given to every individual to plow their own fields as they choose and to plant what they like. And that idea then and now is still great, but it really is at the cusps of what we are able, because we truly have reached the end of an era and are about to set foot into another type of reality that requires a balancing and requires an understanding of the dynamics and the proportion of balance that is required, and the manner in which this transition is going to transact and to mitigate the damage that it can have. I've always been so impressed with interhuman dynamics, that one person can inspire another person, that one idea can inspire another one in all sorts of different ways. And that is the self-perpetuation of ideas and the imagination, like a vine as it expands outwards. And it is that ability to construct a methodology in which humans can interact with each other in a dynamic way. That is my vision of the course of a good future.